Hey, welcome to the Out of the Box podcast. I am your host, J Got Soul. We are in J Got Soul studio, in-home studio, and you are tuned in to season 2, episode 4 of the Out of the Box podcast. Thank you to those of you that have supported my podcast thus far. We have switched up the format just a little bit, but the show must go on. So I'm going to need your support and continue to build this platform. So if you're watching this segment, I would like to ask you all to share this broadcast so we can reach as many people as possible. I hope you enjoy this episode. But before we get started, let's have a word of prayer. Dear God, thank you for another opportunity to share this time and space with our guest, Levada Groovy. God, we are grateful for the opportunity to share this opportunity and space with our audience. We ask that you allow us to capture anyone who needs to hear our show. God, we ask that you keep us covered in your protection, and amen. So this week for our Mind Your Future with the Past in Mind segment, we're going to share a clip from my latest project in which we partnered with Loving Hands Community Care and Harold Robinson Foundation to share stories of our grieving community. The reason why this project is so important to me is that it helped me heal through some trauma of losing someone close to me to murder. It's one thing when someone dies of an illness or natural causes. It's a whole different experience when the death was caused by pure hate. The worst part about that hate is that it's self-hate, given that the person on the other side of the gun was a reflection of the man whose life is taken senselessly. I wanted to capture some moments throughout the grieving process. Having Loving Hands Community Care has engaged rival communities to facilitate healing, and this is the needed resource in our communities. So check this out. This episode is dedicated to Branden and Kejuan Bullard. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
My name is Kathy Wooten, Executive Director of Loving Hands Community Care. Loving Hands Community Care is an organization that services families, specifically mothers and siblings of murder victims. But we have expanded it to if you just had a child that died. Like, no one knows how to deal with the loss of a sibling unless you've been there. And so bringing all of them together like that for the first time was something that I can't even describe. But just from where I was sitting, it was amazing. Month 17th to the 19th, and I'm just overwhelmed with excitement about it because I know it's going to be even better. It's going to be even bigger. And I believe the impact is going to be one like no other.
So at the leap of faith, you have that option to climb up to the top of the pole, kind of stand on top, and then leap for the ring. Now to put some meaning behind it, you can look at it as when we're on top of that pole, we're going to be leaving something behind.
So one of the things that I really love about being up here is that it's a chance for all of us siblings to connect. When you meet people, usually, and people ask questions like, well, how many brothers and sisters do you have? It's always this awkward silence, whether you should mention, oh, well, I had a sister who was murdered, and count that person. You don't want them to be invisible or not count them, but then when you do bring something like that up, it creates this real awkward silence. People don't know what to do with that information.
This is my first year. It helped me because, as far as the group activities and things like that, and just hearing other people's view on life and how they dealt with the same situation with me, it kind of gave me a different outlook, a different perspective. So I definitely appreciate that.
And so I think we had a successful trip this year, and I'm looking forward to next year.
All right, you guys, so we're back. And today's guest, we have a very dope artist for you. Today's guest is Levada Groovy. Our guest is a spoken word artist with so much style and swag. I met her at a Tacos and Vibes event. Her poetry is storytelling in motion. I could see mental visions of the words that she spoke. I'm excited to chop it up with our guest this morning. But before we do, check out this quick clip so you can get a taste of what she's about.
If Groovy had another name, it would be Levada.
She was looking at my man. It never occurred to me that he was shady. Because I'm after that, so she had to know that I would be after her ass.
Passion in his undertone. This man asked me how my day was. I heard. Let me hear the face down ass up. This man asked me how I've been. I heard. Let's get naked. See, my mind slips.
Divine, otherwise called my mind, attach it back to his vertebrae and put sunglasses on his third eye.
All right, you guys. So out of the box family, help me welcome our guest, Levada Groovy, to the show.
Hey, we in this thing.
Hey, we here.
We in this thing.
Man, thank you so much for coming through. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
No problem. All right, so I got a bunch of questions, so I'm about to just start shooting.
Fire them off.
All right. So where are you from and where you grew up?
I'm a California girl. I was born in Sacramento. Don't know much about it. Then we moved to Memphis. Stayed there for a little bit. But they say where you did high school and middle school, that's where you're from, and that's LA. So been here most of my life. But then I did college in the Bay, and that I'm a California girl. I can't not announce the Bay. It is just one of those places. Boy, oh boy.
Yeah, love. Yeah, I feel that.
It's crazy. Have you been?
I have. I haven't had an extended stay though, but I've been there, but it's just it's like when I went, I was a kid, and it was kind of like we went for like, I did drum squad and drill team with Black Diamond. So we went out there for like competition and stuff like that. So you get to interact with the people from there and just, be in that vibe. And it was different.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I know there was a couple rivalries between NorCal and SoCal. I'm like, we still the best, but y'all cool. Y'all look good.
Right. Right. A couple of my teammates is from the Bay too. And it was always that who was better. Like what side of California was better. So it's real. Okay, so who is Levada? Tell us who Levada is.
Levada is a performer. Levada is the entertainer that people get to experience whenever I leave the house. When I'm in the house, I'm not Levada. I'm pretty relaxed. I'm pretty quiet, peeping, watching, taking notes so I can put it in this poetry. But Levada is who you get to talk to, just from a mind frame of most of the time I'm open. But I'm still traditional in some sense. But even when I'm traditional, I stand 10 toes down on it. Like you may try to persuade me. It might happen. Take your chances. It might not happen. But if it's something thrilling and I've never done it, I'm like, okay, well, shit. What we doing then? What it look like? What it sound like? What it smell like? All right then. Yeah.
Okay.
That's Levada.
All right. So what's this is just a random question. What's one of your favorite hobbies?
My favorite hobby is probably basketball.
Ooh, okay.
It's that first love. It's that time when you could think about stepping on the court and actually performing in front of others.
Mm.
When the spotlight's on, I mean, when you're good, the
Right. Where'd
spotlight's
you
on
do that?
you. I was a basketball player in high school,
Mhm.
Price High,
Okay.
until I tore that ACL and meniscus and cracked
Yeah.
that patella.
That'll do it. That'll do it.
That'll do it.
Yeah.
That'll do
I
it.
got a torn ACL myself, so I already
It
know.
and what's up with these ACLs? I feel
Man,
like, God damn,
someone taught right, because I don't understand it. Someone right.
man.
But yeah.
It's just it's common now. Like I didn't
Mhm.
hear it with 90s basketball, but it's common now.
Yeah.
And my injury was in '09, and I haven't stopped hearing about it at all.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's but even the pastime, watching NBA, it's
Mhm.
like, shh, don't talk to me.
Got
Okay.
it.
The Lakers are on.
Right. Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Some Lakers. All right. Cool. Cool.
That's
We good. We
what
good.
am I wearing? Oh, I'm wearing Malcolm X. But if I had on some Lakers, I represent.
That's what's up. Okay. So let's talk about how we met.
Okay.
I wanna hear how you remember meeting me.
How I remember meeting you. I think the statement was y'all talk about blacks need to support other blacks, but what happens when it comes down to supporting the gay blacks?
Mm.
I don't know if it was you or the DJ that was naming off names. Was it you?
Okay,
You named
I
it was
had the
Gucci.
conversation. I was talking about my brand, and then talking about how we support white brands, and then we won't support our own brand. And then he came up and he spoke, and the DJ spoke about supporting
Mm-hmm.
black gays and lesbians and yeah, LGBT. So yeah, that was
Right.
I remember that conversation.
That's what stuck out to me. Because it's interesting how some people will pick and choose, or some
Mm,
people will choose to divert a whole conversation just because some of who somebody else fucking. That might not have been politically correct, but I don't care. What does your brand say? What does it signify about us as a collective? And
mm-hmm.
is the brand going to help us elevate? That's
Right.
all I care about. I don't care about who you having sex with. Don't come to me asking who I'm having sex with. When the last time? I don't want to
Right.
hear about none of that. I don't want to hear
Yeah.
about none of that. I just want to know the elevation process. And if you don't have a process, is it a work in progress? What kind of work you doing? What kind of
Mm,
process are you seeing? Progress? No? Yes? At this point, if the
yeah.
police stop and pull us over, they're not gonna be like, "You're gay." Not gonna shoot.
Right.
No, you're black. No, you.
Right.
Yeah. So at that time, it
Um,
was just like the lack of camaraderie that you were mentioning, and the lack of people even using a slither of mental capacity. Just it was just like, come on, where her podium at? She preaching.
mm, mhm. Mhm.
She preaching. That's what I took notice because I'm not gonna lie, I walked at the table all night. As soon as you said that, I was like, let me stop over here. What is this?
Not to
Yes.
mention that the night was crazy too, with everything that happened that night, like with the lights and all that. Like it was a
And the
crazy
changing of the
experience.
rooms.
Yeah, so I had to.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like what caused me to do that. I was like, okay, so the morale here is low, like because of the fact that that happened. People are not really as focused,
Mm-hmm.
on what we're intending to put on. And then I'm like, I got this brand here. Nobody knows about it. It's hard for me
Mm-hmm.
to. What I like to do is talk to everybody that come by my table and tell them about the brand. But when it's a mic, you got a DJ back there. It's kind of hard to talk to people at the
Right.
same time. So I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
I got to do something so that they can know why I'm here. Like
Right.
I'm not just spending this time here just so that people can see my stuff and be like, oh, that's cool. Like they need to know. So that's he was going in about energy and all that, and I was like, okay, so let me switch this up a bit. Let me talk about our money, because that's literally what we spend when we buy these drinks. That's what we spend when we buy these clothes and all that. Nobody
Mm-hmm.
knows where it's going, and we ain't got no riches, but we got a lot of stuff that look good on us.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So that was, and when we chopped it up, I was already paying attention to, because I think I saw you twice perform before we actually met. And I was like,
Okay.
dang, you know, and I was listening to what you were saying, how you said it, your dictation, and how you were speaking. And it was like, yo, I can see what she's saying. You know what I mean? Like,
Yes,
you see the
descriptive.
picture.
Where else did you see me perform?
I think it was there. Didn't you perform there twice, or it was once? Was
Nah,
it?
I just performed there once.
Okay.
But this
And I
year,
think I looked on your
I've performed
page.
a lot.
It was on your page then. I was looking at, you know, your different poems on your page.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. And just how you spoke. Like, first of all, you command a room. And that was another thing that I noted about, like, Set Diversifier too. Like, when you guys were in the room, you feel like, okay, what they got to say. Like, I'm going to stop and I'm going to listen. You know, I'm not going to be talking while they talking, because you just want to hear what's the next words coming out their mouth. So that was something that stood out to me. And you have your own style. I could just, you know, so those were things that stood out.
Yeah. You know, interesting about Set, the night that I met you was the same night that I met him.
Okay.
But I think we've performed, it may have been once, it may have been twice. I'm not really sure. But we typically, if I don't go before him, he'll go after me. Like, we follow each other. And so I'm just like, on Saturday, I was like, Set, I hate going after you, because you're good. Oh my God. It's just like a tug of war of attention. Like,
yeah.
Is he going first? God, he's about to do it. He's about to blow the roof.
Right. He's reckless with it too. So, but it was just, you know, like, you guys being in a room though brought that, to me, it brought so many different elements of Blackness. And I felt like we had to get down to the bottom line, because I was just like, okay, well, what we gonna leave here with? You know what I'm saying? Like, and so after that, it was crazy, because nobody was coming by my table. By the end of the night, dang near everybody stopped by my table.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And I got to connect with everybody, and just kind of like, you know, they really felt the brand at that point. So yeah, it was big.
I think Q was wearing it that night.
Yep.
Was it a baseball jersey he was wearing?
Yep. He had that limited edition. Yep.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I had to figure that out. So how old is the brand?
The brand is 3 years old.
Okay. Okay. So it's nothing new.
So
you're here to stay.
Yeah. Now we started off, so everything is just elements of financial literacy. We started off with like just practical ideas to help us understand things like assets over liabilities. What's an asset? Asset is something that helps you grow money. You know what I'm saying? Invest. A liability is something that makes you spend money. So you never see that money coming back. And so when I created that shirt, it had all that meaning. And it was like the very first shirt. And I'm like, hey, this is a pledge to you. When you buy this shirt, you're choosing to choose assets over liabilities. I'm just giving you the reminder. You know, so anytime you buy something, these are reminders. They're not, they're, you know, so it's just like, okay, well, I look at that and now I'm thinking about my finances. Let's get it right. And so, you know, I know we like to be branded up, but it's like, okay, well, be branded with something that is supporting your community. You know what I mean? Because everything else is like, you got H&M putting monkeys on shirts with Black kids and selling it to us, and we still buying it. I still see people up in them shirts. I go in there too, but I ain't buying nothing. But I used to buy from them, and when I saw that, I'm like, nah, like that's disrespectful. And then all you give is an apology. That's it. You know, so I'm like, I make my own clothes. Like, forget y'all clothes. You know, and so that's literally where all it comes from. Because I just watched over that course of time when it was them and it was another brand, and they just kept doing things, and it's like these dry apologies after. It's like, so we just gonna take the apology and just keep buying it? Like, you know that money is going towards the prison industrial complex as opposed to building up your communities. Y'all don't see that, you know, and that's really like the heart behind me in this brand. It's like, we got to make it make sense.
Right. Do you come from money?
No, not at all. I come from struggle. you know, and I'm
Did you
I'm
put the
really
SK in there? The struggle?
struggle.
The struggle. Struggling.
Struggle.
Ah,
You know,
yes.
this is literally me teaching myself, teaching my family. You know, we really just trying to figure it out together. And it's been a hard journey. Like it's really hard, but it's worth it when you see like when my sister, we're having conversations and she's like, you know, yeah, I'm making sure that I'm not spending my money like crazy. Or my homies like, yeah, I paid my bills and now I'm just trying to make sure I'm doing the right thing. So these are conversations we have now. We weren't having those before that, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, it's happening a lot more frequently for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. Well, keep putting it out there because I'm gonna buy something.
I got you.
I don't care what it is. If you do some underwear, I'm gonna buy some underwear. Okay? I'll sag that day. You need to see these. That day will be a sagging day.
I appreciate it.
I got you.
All right, so we're gonna take our first break. We'll be right back, so y'all stay tuned.
You got me catching feelings of what used to be a good thing. Now all I feel is the bitter pain of what used to be a sweet thing that once used to make me insane. To be apart from my main thing that once was a burning flame that made me your baby making thing that once made me constantly scream your name from the bliss of that once sexual thing that once memory of when you used to kiss me softly on that explicit I can't say thing that once used to rouse me easily thing. You got me catching feelings of when we used to walk in the rain through the beautiful terrain of the botanical garden plain that love was gained, picking flowers and throwing petals in the wind saying he loves me not, she loves me not thing, doing that hugging thing while under the orchid tree doing that kissing thing. Now you got me singing that song that Minnie Riperton used to sing, reminiscing on what used to be a lovely thing that once used to make my mind travel back down memory lane. Ooh yeah, that once romantic thing when we used to stroll down the shore doing that holding hands thing with our pants rolled up to our knees, making prints with our feet on the beach thing, writing I love you really big with our fingertips in the sand thing, watching the tide roll in and roll out, washing our I love you away thing, and then saying dang, the waves ain't got no respect for anything. Now all I feel is the mind games being played over and over again in my membrane that once had me yearning day after day for that irresistible thing that now has my psyche running back down lover's lane in search of what once was a dreamy thing. My once thing was the ultimate thing, my groove thing that once was a tender thing, my gratifying thing that once was a passionate thing, my sentimental thing that now ain't a damn thing but a bad memory thing of what once was an affectionate thing that once used to be an all-night thing full of pleasurable love type thing once when our love had no time frame, when we were once each other's forever love thing, which is now a remnant of a defunct once thing. I'm going back down memory lane. Oh, going back down. Going back down. I'm going back down memory lane. Oh, going back down. Going back down.
What's up, guys? So we are back, and we have our guest Levada Groovy in the studio with us today.
Woot.
I love that.
Can I tell you one thing before you continue?
Sure.
Thank you for saying my name right, because it's been a long life of correcting people. It's Levada, not Levada, not Levita. I think it's some people that just go with what their mind tells them and they just miss the whole vowel. So they call me Levita. Like, does that look like an I to you?
Oh my God. I'm glad I got it right because we had it wrong on your on the flyer. It was Levado. And I was like, oh man, I just noticed it this morning. So I'm glad I got it right. At least to
Did I post this flyer on my Instagram and didn't even catch it too?
I just caught it this morning. It's all
Oh
good though. We
man,
make it work. We make it work.
we gonna make it work. At least you
Yeah.
saying it right, because
Right.
boy, that happens with my grandma too. Like she's Levada number 1, and I'm Levada
That
number
is
2.
hilarious.
80
That's
years old, and she's still correcting people. Like I'm
All
gonna
right,
get y'all a
let's discuss
simplifier.
your journey. Let's discuss your journey into your artistry. How'd you get
Sure.
started?
I got started 2 ways. There were a lot of boys in the house, as well as my dad. But he wouldn't hit the girls. What he would do for us, he would pick what we didn't like to do. And for me, at that age, it was reading comprehension. I didn't like to do it. So if I were in trouble, he would hit the boys and they'll go back outside. They gone for the day after they get a punch in the chest. But for me, I had to read. And then after reading, then I had to write what I just read. So I just thought that was cruel and unusual punishment. But over time, I didn't know, and he didn't know, that I was gaining so much vocabulary and so much insight to different books. And year 2000, that was 4th grade, I entered my first poetry show here in Los Angeles. I was here in Los Angeles. That was 4th grade. And I think I got 3rd place. I think it wasn't, who was the best in the building. It was people in the building that fell into a 1st place category, a 2nd place category, and a 3rd place category. I was in the last place with the others in the building. But I just knew that I could be better, or I could be good, or this is something that I can participate in and actually develop. 6th grade, I did poetry as well. But my mind was all over the place. So my teacher was just like, maybe you should write 5 or 6 different poems instead of one long poem, because it's hard to focus in on it. So I said, okay. Middle school, 7th and 8th, I didn't write. But by high school, somehow people knew that I could write because I did a talent show 9th grade year. And I didn't write again until probably the end of 11th. And I wasn't even attending Westchester in 11th grade. So I don't know how the students knew, but there was something that had to be done for Valentine's Day, and I wasn't in the course. But there were like 5 students that came up to me and asked me, could I write a poem? And I charged them, got that money, text that ass, got me. Thank you. Yeah, you want this poem? You want this assignment?
Right.
Go ahead and run me that money. So they ran it to me, and I just knew. But my style of poetry was different. It was like Dr. Seuss almost. It was a little different. I wasn't telling stories at the time. I was descriptive, but it wasn't a story like it is now, like what you heard.
Okay.
When I got to college, I did that. Did the talent shows, did the showcases, did the opening for artists before they came to the school with ASI, did all that. And I was just bored. I got bored. I went to other poetry shows, and the love me because I'm weird, or cops stop killing me, or my skin is black, or mom accept me for who I am, I was just bored with it. So I decided that the next poem that I wrote was going to be interesting to me. What is it that I want to hear? And that was Woman's Dilemma. That was the first poem I did the night you met me.
Okay.
And I just kept that style ever since then.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
So is that your process of how you develop that style? Because I want to know how you got to that place.
That's not the process.
It sounds like it's a journey.
It's a journey. But the style of how I write now started freshman year of college. I was drunk all college, and
wasn't we all?
I can't remember anything but the English class. Like, what am I doing in here? And I was in remedial English, and I wanted to test out. And the only way that I could test out was to go through the dean of the Department of Communications. And she knew me because I had made a name on campus. And she was just like, okay, well, you're out here speaking. I need your test scores to reflect how you speak. Silly me, I got drunk before the test. And I couldn't test out. So I had to do the little dumb shit they was doing in the class. All right. So she wanted us to read Raisin in the Sun, Lorraine Hansberry. And I had read it in high school twice. So I just decided that I was going to pick the essay that I wrote 12th grade year and submit it to her. She was like, this is good. I'm sorry, I lied. This is okay. But for a remedial class that you want to test out of, this is not what I would have submitted. So she read it out loud back to me. We were in office hours, weren't in class. And she was like, I feel like you can go deeper here. This word is ambiguous. Things and one another are not supposed to be in essays more than twice. If you have this here, that means you should be telling me what things. You should be telling me what others. You should be telling me if there is something that they did that directly correlated, you need to express that. I thought I did what she told me to do. I did not. So I came back and she was like, okay, this is a nice first draft. First draft? This is the final. This is the final draft, woman, lady. This is it. So she read it again. She read it back to me. And I think her notes that time were repetition, like you're using the same word over and over again. That's when I got upset with her. And I was like, everything you need to know, every descriptive possibility that you want to know is going to be in this draft. So I went from like 3 pages to like 7 pages from the second draft that she wanted me to do. I gave it to her and she was like, that's a student who deserves to be in a class that she's trying to test out of, which is not remedial. And I said, yes, but I don't understand why you had to have such a descriptive essay for a book I know you read. For a book you know I read it twice. I'm sick of this book. I care no longer about Lorraine Hansberry. I don't, whatever she has to write, I don't want to read it. At this point, you have turned me off of the author completely. And she was like, well, I mean, I think if you read it out loud to me, you might be merely enthused about what you wrote as opposed from this first draft that you submitted into me. And so I read it and I couldn't believe it. I was sober when I wrote it and I just couldn't believe it. And I was like, well, I like that. I think if Lorraine Hansberry wanted to do a Raisin in the Sun Part 2, she should call me because of the description I'll give. I think she should call me. She submitted it to a board of theater majors. They had coalition on campus or something like that, and they liked it, but they didn't know how to accept it from a freshman student. So I thought maybe I would just invite the class out to poetry that I do, and my poetry didn't match what I had wrote, so they just terminated the whole thing. They didn't want any parts of it. So I wrote another poem called Product of an Ass Whooping, and that was the first time that I had been as descriptive about it. And they were like, all right. But by that time I didn't want to do it anymore. I thought I was going to I'm just going to do poetry by myself. I don't want the theater. I don't want the extra English. I'm just going to do it myself. So that was the journey for it. Just one teacher paying special attention, too much attention, but it was good.
No, that brought back a memory for me in college because I had like a final paper and I was going through that same process. I didn't realize that going through the editing process could be so painful. Like every criticism made me angry. Like, you know this stuff. Why do you want me? So I really related to that so much so. That's why I was laughing so hard because I'd never forget my final paper. I was writing about Big U, Developing Options, and the nonprofit work that he was doing. And so, you know, I brought back my first paper and she was like, well, how do you know this stuff? Well, I experienced it. Why are you asking me that? You know, and so it was like the challenge of putting these references in this paper because it should come from some study.
How did you give this person references when it's your experience?
Exactly. And so it pissed me off. And I'm like, okay, so now I got to go find a book that somebody wrote about this stuff, add these little numbers. And, you know, these books ain't written by black people. So it's like I was really just agitated. I'm at an HBCU. I don't want to read their books. You know, it was, the
HBCU experience. I'm upset.
Yeah.
I'm upset.
Yeah.
I'm upset. I didn't get it. I didn't get it.
Man, it was a journey. Like, it was a journey. But it was a journey to myself, for me to find myself. You know what I'm saying? Because it's so much, like, on the campus I went to, I felt all of the pain of our ancestors. Like, I was just like, oh, this is Devil's Playland. I just cringe at certain things. And it's not like it's the people there. It's just the vibes. You know what I'm saying? You get vibes of a place. And, you know, like with slavery and all that, people are not, like, they're not far along like we are in California. They're still kind of stuck in these very boxed in, you know, mind frames and whatnot. So it was really tricky, very tricky.
What school did you go to?
I went to Talladega College. That's in Alabama.
Okay. All right.
But the year before that,
I was just about to ask, where's that?
Okay, yeah, that's in Alabama. Then I went to another school, which was the complete opposite of that, Salem International University, which it was in West Virginia, where you got Confederate people with Confederate flags, gun clubs. Ooh. You see KKK written on a tree somewhere. Like, it was crazy. So, you know, I got two different sides of it. And it was just really a interesting journey, which is why I'm very, people call me radical. I don't know if I agree with that, but I'm definitely aggressive about my beliefs. I'm not going to allow anybody to kind of like tell me what I should and should not think, you know, and that's just how I move. So, yeah, but we're going to take our next break. We'll be right back. I want to hear you flow when we get back.
Right.
So
Let's
get ready. All right, we'll be right back.
All right.
Yeah, way back, you know, back with a level. They thought it was dead, we resurrected though, yeah.
This little odyssey been so exhausted, yeah. Everybody looking at a nigga like I lost it. Maximizing my gains to minimize all my losses.
It's about that time
to show y'all niggas who the boss is. Super underrated, but I'm really dope. Signed in still like an envelope. I've been climbing this mountain for a real long time. Nigga, I'm a billy goat. 31, I'm feeling fine. 2 years ago, I was 29. Met a lot of scrutiny, got me in the mirror like, nigga, when you press the line, life been passing me, fate got tasking me. I don't really know if I really got the capacity. Scratch that nigga, doing my thing. I'm a rapper shit to make it out of boss that team. Searching for the most hot spirit, need to clean. Rapping for a team, doing legendary things. I've been walking with the faith that I conquer any dream. Still, listen, told y'all I was coming back then, but y'all didn't really listen. Nah, really listen. Nah, told y'all I was coming back then, but y'all didn't really listen. Nah, really listen. Told y'all back then I was coming, but y'all didn't listen. Nah, didn't listen. Nah, told y'all I was coming back then, but y'all didn't listen. No, didn't listen. No.
These days I don't feel like I got it. Got it. These days I got problems that feel bigger than bills inside of my wallet. Yeah. These days just feel like I'm sparring. Yeah. feel like a Spartan. Look at my obstacles, gotta go conquer, like what are my options? Yeah, go work a job, go pay for the bag. What does it cost to stay in the bag? When I was made in the bag, gotta embody it. Oh, that bod, I just gotta embody it. Big bags to put all of the bodies in purpose. Blush every time that I walk in it. I got a lot of it. Mind thicker than Cardi, sicko mode. Every verse I'm just vomiting. The love that I live in is bottomless. I am the legend, I am the level. I am the foot that slides on the neck of the devil. Story is told, we never settle the score. I am the rebel, yeah.
I was coming back then, but y'all didn't really listen. No, really listen. No, told y'all I was coming back then, but y'all didn't really listen. No, really listen. Told y'all back then I was coming, but y'all didn't listen. No, didn't listen. No, told y'all I was coming back then, but y'all didn't listen. No, didn't listen. No.
Welcome back to the Out of the Box podcast. We are in studio with our special guest, Levada Groovy. So Levada's about to get groovy for y'all real quick. So she about to spit a little something. So take us in with it, whatever you got.
Spit a little something. You know, since we talked about it, I might as well do Woman's Dilemma.
Let's go.
So let's get into it.
Yes, sir.
So there's a guy. Fine ass dark daddy with a voice like the universe opened up and told America what kind of bullshit she on. He never said anything sexual, but the passion in his undertone. This man asked me how my day was. I heard, let me hit it face down, ass up. This man asked me how I've been. I heard, let's get naked. See, my mind slips into several dimensions of gutter when he asks me even the most simplest of questions. But once I get past the silly girl high school answers, it's groovy conversation and bomb mental stimulation from politics, religion, abortion, immigration, Russia, Korea, assisted living situations, children, Lakers, Bulls, Pelicans, Raiders, Steelers, Patriots, Trump's inauguration, police and paid vacation, black men under annihilation, the voter registration, the miseducation, his girlfriend. And I'll be damned if then I don't begin to consider our friendship way too strong to give that type of disservice. To take my friends, man. Oh, I would never forget the look of what did I do to deserve this? The look of question and wonder and purpose. And granted, she ain't no wife to be and ain't no children involved, but that fine ass dark daddy does not belong to me, but I swear to God. That man bathes in agave moisturizer, honey, scrubs his face in brown sugar, and the wrong conversation at the wrong time. I will spread my legs like a Las Vegas hooker in the dark, in a park, in a car, at the bar. I will throw this ass in a complete 360 circle, and then I regain my composure. Especially when he looks at her like scriptures are written in her skin and they become conjoined at the shoulder. No doubt in my mind, if she were to sweat, that salt water would be considered anointings. He would bottle it up, consider it holy water, and flick it to convert your sins. Oh, but she got demons. I know, because I took her to get rid of one of them and told her which pills to take to get rid of the rest of them. Why? She's my friend first. But that's how I know she can get reckless with the words she admits. Damn his feelings. I want his manhood to hurt. I want him to know that he know not to fuck with me. Get it in his mind that I'm surgical with this scrutiny. I want him to know that if he does, he'll know the repercussion. And I shook my head so long and hard, I damn near got a concussion, because if he was mine, I wouldn't focus on removing his spine. No. I take his pineal gland, handle it with care, clean it in attempts to uncalcify, let it relax on my first chakra, suck up some of my pride, have it rejuvenate, give him a piece of energy so divine, otherwise called my mind, attach it back to his vertebrae and put sunglasses on his third eye. Now that I've dilated it, He can't yet handle seeing me in all my light. So I toss him some vision goggles. My birthday suit is all black so he can still see me at night. I would never purposely disrespect. I would discuss his presence, his essence, and that I would never dishonor, but I would perform public acts of severe misconduct. I would allow my body to wrap around his and become disfigured, making his most distant fantasies suddenly become discovered. I would let Miles Davis's trumpet help me blow him miles high. I let Parker's saxophone and Duke's piano jazz him into intergalactic heights. I let the Isley brothers croon him into uncharted twilights. Hell, I let this chocolate sauce manipulate my tongue into thinking his lower limbs are my most sweetest delights, because this bronze skin, calm gentleman, slim fit, open arms, mellow with a dawn's grin, ghetto discipline, proved to be confidant beyond friend, one of Allah's men. If he were hip-hop, the most befitting name for him would be Rakim. He deserves to be shown mad love. So I stepped to my friend and I asked her, what's wrong with your decrepit ass mind? Why are you wasting your energy and time? And a brother, that's fine, but he wouldn't give you 2 dimes. Yet you mistreat the man who would feed you grapes off the vine. What other man is going to give you money to abort what he thinks is his baby? Then cry for you, rub your head, say, we'll try again when you're ready. Turn around and take your mother to the doctor, save his pennies for 365 days just to give you a view of the city in a helicopter, rent you a boat so you can handpick your own fish, and you still did what, wouldn't even give you a piece of his potato chips. Oh, girl. Oh, girl. Schedule you an appointment so you can get your eyes, your attitude, and your priorities checked, because if I were him, I wouldn't want your love, but I would require your respect. Because without those two, it's hard to put you on an agenda, especially when there are other eligible contenders. Hello. But that's my friend. And as I said before, I ain't going to take him in. But this is one hell of a woman's dilemma. Thank y'all.
Yo, the descriptiveness of that piece, it's so funny. It's real. You know, it's relatable.
It's so real. It's so real. It's so real.
I was over here backstage cracking up. Miles Davis horn.
Bruh. The elements of music. I don't know if you can see behind me.
Right.
I mean,
right.
I think I got about two new albums. But the rest, all old school. All old school.
That's where that soul come from. So, do you have any new pieces that you're working on?
I do, actually. I'm in that stage of being pissed off right now because it won't come out like I want it to. But I am redoing, or trying to attempt to redo, For Women by Nina Simone, just updating it to 2021. And I have another piece called Grandma's Words or Grandma's Secrets. I haven't decided. It's another relatable aspect. But I'm mad at Grandma. I'm mad at Grandma, actually. She did some things that I'm just not going to do with my children.
Okay.
I'm just not going to do it. And I know talking about Granny is like taboo for people over 35. I'm not there yet. So Granny was doing some things. She didn't do it right. She didn't do it right. I'm upset.
You ready to spit that right now?
I'm not yet. It's not finished.
Not ready. Dang,
it's not ready. Let me see if I got a snippet. Oh, why I look for my phone and I'm on. Jesus.
No, it's all good. You ain't even got to worry about that, because we gotta have you on again. We're gonna talk about Granny.
But yeah, we gotta talk about
it.
Yeah. Your grandma still living?
Huh?
Is your grandma still living? Either one of them?
I have 2 still living. Well, I have 3 because I have step grandma, and then I have my actual biological, but my grandmother on my mom's side, she's deceased. So yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna wait till I come back We're
All
gonna
right.
talk about Granny, because Granny
Okay.
knows she knows she knows.
You talk about parents too?
I did. In Product of an Ass Whooping, I talked about my mom, but she didn't like it. It didn't represent her the way that she should have been out there like that.
Mhm.
So I don't perform it. I don't
Got
perform it
you.
too much.
Got you. Got to keep that respect level. Okay.
Yeah,
Um.
I keep it respectful.
Yeah. So, do you have any like events that you're going to perform at coming up?
I do. Tomorrow I will be at the Upscale event, the
Mhm.
Outlet LA.
Okay.
Uh, Friday, I believe it's the Oralgasm.
Okay.
That's this week. Halloween, I'll be at someone's event. I don't know what they're doing. They want to get different acts, and I'm just like, if you want me to host, I'll host. If you want me to perform, I'll perform. And I'm down to do both.
Okay.
And every, what is it, first or second Sunday in Lamert Park, Africa Town has something, so I'll be hosting that every month.
Nice.
At this point, I'm doing everything that I can because I know January 2022, I'm going to be charging for services. So I'm
Gotta
learning
do
how to
it.
work rooms, work crowds,
Yeah.
how to vibe and how to meet people, and just taking notes from fellow poets like Set the
Yeah.
Versifier, because that dude there, man.
Yeah, he's a monster.
He's a man, and he blindsided me when I met him. Like, is he sitting down saying this? And
Right.
am
Right.
I looking? Yeah,
Right. Yeah, that experience is what kind of like I was like, okay, so he's a different kind of spoken word artist.
different.
Like, like he I seen him the first time he did his poem. He was the one I seen twice. That's why I got you guys kind of mixed up. So the first time I'm there early, he's there early. He's just peeping. He just looking around, seeing what's going on. He walk out, he come back in, people come in, and he just there. They like, are you here, to enjoy? He's like, no, I'm a performer. And just sat there. Like, I'm like, oh, dude is cold. He's not
Yeah.
a regular guy. And he goes
Uh-huh.
up. The second time, he was just sitting there, and Q was like, this next performer, he know who he is. And room quiet. Then he just goes. He's
just talking.
Get quiet. He lets the room get quiet.
Yes.
He loves the silence. And that, that took the cake. And then he did another event, and it was a smaller venue. And so he came up. It was a smaller crowd in a smaller venue. He pulled a chair up, sat in front of the crowd, and just engaged them with that. With it. So it's like, bro, he's the versifier. Like
he exactly.
Yeah. So, man, yeah.
It was like,
it's been crazy.
He's a definite influence.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah, I saw him a lot when he was on your show too. I was like, this dude, let me take some notes. What did he do? How did he do that? Let me see. I'm gonna incorporate that.
No, for real.
I'm still in that.
He's a real deal. Okay, so let me ask you this. What is the most important lesson that you've learned on this journey?
Don't be weak. Don't be weak. Confidence is one thing, but trying to appease, trying to please, trying to figure out, do you want me to do this, or how do you want me to go? Should I do this? No, do it, because people will skip you. People will say your name wrong, and just going about it easy peasy lemon squeezy. No, it's hard, difficult, lemon difficult. You need to be able to say that this is something that I have a problem with, and we need to address it right now, because we can't go on. At least I'm not. You can go on by yourself, but I'm not. And also, just posture. Like, I look at a lot of poets who may are just starting out, and their posture reads weak. So now other people, they may take that as an opportunity to talk over them. And even though I have the respect, sometimes I may tune out. I won't talk, but sometimes I might tune out. Just if you have an idea of how you want to represent yourself, Be strong in that idea. Don't allow it to say, oh, I'll do it next time. I didn't know what to expect. No, be wrong the right way. Fail correctly. Because if you failing incorrectly, now you don't know how to move forward, or you're going to keep failing that way.
Yeah.
Learn from yourself.
Yeah. That's real. Okay. So last question, what platforms can the listeners find you on? How can they reach you and see what you got going on?
Well, IG is our best friend. I know Facebook is cool too, but I don't have it. But Instagram, you can find me at Levada.Groovy. If you find my name, you have found me. And also, I have a show called The Microphone Tone for the poets out here. Tomorrow, I will be scoping the crowd. I'll be scoping the talent there, trying to see who I can snatch to the microphone tone. Season 1 is about to drop Halloween Day. And every week after that, I will upload a new episode looking for new talent for season 2. So you can follow the Microphone Tone on Instagram, and you can find me at Levada.Groovy for my.
All right. Okay, we're back. Okay, cool. All right. So, yeah, we're good. No, it was a little glitchy, but say that last part really quick because the glitch happened. That last part that you said about.
Oh, okay. I said you could find me on Instagram at the Microphone Tone, or you can find me from my other account, just things about me at Levada.Groovy.
Okay, dope. Yeah. All right, you guys. So we're going to wrap up our show this evening. Thank you all for tuning in with our special guest, Levada Groovy. Thank you so much for coming through. This is super fun.
Thank you for having me.
No problem.
I appreciate it so much.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we definitely got to do this again because this was just too easy. Too easy.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, y'all. So we hope you enjoyed the show. But before we head out, please make sure to check out my website at jgotsoul.com. We have so much valuable content for you to check out. We also have merchandise for you to purchase as well, which serves as a reminder that Black money matters, so act like it. Be sure to get caught up on episodes 1 through 14 of season 1 and stay up to date on season 2 of the podcast. Head over to my YouTube channel at jgotsoul. Thank you all for watching. We are out.